If you want to win more games in FC26 Ultimate Team, choosing the right formation is key. And from my time on the game so far, these are the 5 best formations for you to use in-game. Since FC26 was released last month, players have been testing out a bunch of different formations in Ultimate Team and trying to figure out which ones work best for them. Well, so have I, and having tried around 15 different setups so far, these are the formations that I've enjoyed the most. Whether you're looking to find the breakthrough against a low block, play counter-attacking football, or just be a possession monster, these are the 5 best formations in FC26 Ultimate Team. Now before we get into it, I'd just like to clarify that we all play the game slightly different to one another, so these formations may not be your exact cup of tea. If it's not for you, then just change some of the player roles, change some of the tactics, and you may find a tweak that makes it work in your favour. The 4-4-1-1 tactic was a sound way to play in FC25, and it seems to be a great way to play once again in FC26. A lot of players I face are also using this formation, while a lot of pro players also seem to be using this formation in the FC Pro Open qualifiers. The reason this formation feels so good in-game is because of the midfield dominance that it gives you. While defending, both your wingers drop back and cut off passing lanes, while you also have 3 central midfielders to crowd the middle and push your opponents out wide. And then while attacking, having 3 players in the middle makes it really easy to make quick passes and build forward, especially if you can use players with great passing playstyles like tiki-taka, ping pass and incisive pass. But for me, the most important player in this system is the attacking midfielder. Make sure they have stamina because you'll be doing a lot of running, but more than not, it's going to be your attacking midfielder feeding passes into your striker. These are my tactics and player roles for the 4-4-1-1 formation. I leave the build-up style on balance. I just feel like the other presets leave your team either way too deep or way too exposed when you lose the ball on the attack. The defensive depth is set to 70 out of 100, which just feels like the sweet spot this year. For the goalkeeper, I don't actually think the player role matters too much, so just use whatever role your goalkeeper is most familiar with. Both my fullbacks are on fullback and defend, while both my centre-backs are on defender and defend. The key to defending in FC26 is to not drag out your defenders from their positions, and this means keeping them in their natural position, so not giving them player roles that moves them forward. But to be honest, recently I felt that my holding midfielder doesn't really move much with this preset, so having both on box to box could also work, or potentially having that holding midfielder on deep line playmaker with build up. For the wingers, I think it depends on the players you're using. I like to have one winger on winger and balanced to keep the width, and one winger on inside forward and balanced. If you have a winger with the finesse shot playstyle, then put them on the inside forward role as it just suits their playstyle to a T. My attacking midfielder is on shadow striker and attack, and my striker is on advanced forward and attack. This is the code for the formation and tactics, so if you want to try it out, use it. Now this is a formation I've barely seen anyone talking about, but to me, it's the ultimate counter-attacking formation, the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. We all know how difficult defending has been for a lot of people in FC26 so far, and with this formation, you can put yourself in a 3v3 situation against your opponents almost every single attack. The game is just so fast-paced and back and forth, so this formation is the ultimate formation for counter-attacks. There are 2 key players I think you need for this formation to work. That's a monster defensive midfielder and a quick creative attacking midfielder. The key is to let your defense sit back, use your wingers out the outlets when moving out from the back, and then quickly find any of your front 3, and then all of a sudden you're in a 3v3. Tactics wise, I'm on balance once again with a defensive depth of 65 this time, so just a little bit less than the usual 70. Starting from the front backwards this time, both my strikers are on advanced forward and attack, while my cam is on shadow striker. This simply means that when you win back possession, you have 3 attackers already high up the pitch, ready to start your attack. Both my wingers are inside forward and balanced, while my DM is holding and defend. It's extremely important to utilise your defensive midfielder in this formation and try not to drag defenders out of their position. Both my fullbacks have the fullback roles with defend, both my centre backs are on defender and defend, and use whatever role your goalkeeper is most familiar with. This is the code for the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, so you can test it out for yourself. This was the GOATed formation in FC25, and this is actually a setup that I used in Champs this weekend. It's the 4-2-1-3. We know defending is hard, so having 2 DMs can be a lifesaver at times. But similar to the 4-4-1-1 formation, this also features a cam, meaning you can get a third body to congest the midfield, but your wingers also sit a little further forward, meaning you can be more dangerous on the counter-attack. These are the 4-2-1-3 tactics that I'm currently running. Like you've seen already with my setups, I'm on balance in the build-up style, while my defensive approach is back to 70. Again, the goalkeeper can have whatever player role you want. I'm currently on sweeper keeper, and side note, Hermansen has been in my team since day one, 76 rated. He's absolutely incredible, like genuinely broken. My fullbacks are on fullback and defend, while my centre backs are on defender and defend. I've got both my defensive midfielders on deep line playmaker, but one's set to build up and one's on defend. Again, I feel like the holding role almost makes the player just stop running and sit in one spot, so deep line playmaker works better here. My attacking midfielder is on playmaker and balance. I'd love to have the attacking midfielder on shadow striker, but it just leaves too big of a gap between my DMs and my forward line, so playmaker works best. Both the wingers are set to inside forward here. Again, if they have finesse shots or low driven, even better. And I think like almost everyone who uses any formation, my striker is on advance forward and attack. Again, here's the 4-2-1-3 code on screen now if you want to use it. The 4-4-2 formation has been one of the best in Ultimate Team for at least a decade now, and the reason is simple. It's arguably the most well-rounded formation on the game. You have 2 midfielders, 2 wingers, and 2 strikers. It works really well for quick passing through the middle, while having wingers allows good depth but also good defensive cover. And in FC26, it's a solid option once again, though my only issue with this formation is that sometimes a good opponent can figure you out quite quickly, so you do get a little bit predictable at times. It's still a good formation though, and these are the tactics I'm currently using for the 4-4-2 setup. Once again, balanced build-up style and 70 depth, no changes here. Goalkeeper, again, go with whatever you like we've done with most of these formations so far. And the defense is the same again, fullbacks are on fullback defend, while the centre backs are on defender and defend. You gotta keep it the same, I mean it. With the 4-4-2, I like to have one midfielder further forward than the other, so in a way it actually sort of plays a bit like the 4-1-2-1-2 in the middle. I have one midfielder on playmaker and attack, and the other one on deep line playmaker and build up. If you do use this setup though, make sure you have a midfielder in the playmaker role that is a good attacker and ideally has passing playstyles like incisive pass. Both my wingers again are on inside forward and balance. Inside forward just allows them to play a bit more narrow and congested, while balance means they always sit a bit deeper while defending. Now strikers, I actually think this depends on what players you're using. I've enjoyed using one striker as an advanced forward on attack and the other one on false 9 with build up. I've been using Claudia Pina in the false 9 role as it allows her to be a bit more of a creative outlet, and this is because she has the incisive pass and tiki-taka playstyles. But if you haven't got a creative striker like Claudia Pina, then just go for advanced forward on both. Like all the formations so far, here is the code for the 4-4-2. Lastly, this is the formation I've used to see out games in the latter stages, so if you're struggling to defend, this could be the formation for you. I got to admit though, it's a little bit ratty. I almost feel bad for promoting it, but if you need to defend, this helps make it a little bit easier. The formation is the 4-5-1 flat. Once again, we're setting up balance with the build-up style with our defensive depth on 70. I've got my goalkeeper on sweeper keeper, but again, just do what you want here. I've also got my centre back still on defender and defend. I do have both my fullbacks slightly different here though. I have them both on fullback but with versatile this time. This is a possession heavy defensive setup, so having our fullbacks on versatile offers a bit more attacking flexibility when needed without leaving us exposed at the back. Both my wingers are on inside forward and balance, but my midfield is where I have a bit of variety compared to other formations. I have my central midfielder as a playmaker with attack. This midfielder will be the creative one of the three, allowing someone to link the midfield to the attacker. One of the other midfielders, left or right, it's completely up to you, will be on deep line playmaker and build up, while the other one is on box to box and balanced. It is important to have one of these midfielders sitting deep, while the box to box midfielder can help with both defense and attack. And lastly, my striker is on advanced forward and attack. Big shock. Like all my formations, formations, advanced forward is the best role for a striker by far, especially if it's a solo striker. And once again, this is the code if you want to use these 4-5-1 tactics. And those are the 5 best formations I've used so far in FC26. Like I said though, it's also down to personal preference. You may not like what I like, it may not work for you, but just give them a go and see how it goes. You can always tweak it to suit yourself better. Let me know in the comments down below what formations have worked the best for you so far, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more FC26 content.